Greetings. Welcome back to the Retargeting Runway. Grateful to have you here. Because I have so much experience in Kajabi, I've been using it since they got started. And I know so many of you are going to be using it that we put together this bonus training for you. Now, Kajabi's goal is to replace every other software or service that you might need. For example, if you have ClickFunnels and MailChimp and all those other ones, it's really designed so you don't need a separate place to do landing pages or a separate place to do email or a separate place to do this. In addition to being the place where you can house your course, the goal is they really want to replace all of those things. Now, personally, what I use is I use Kajabi and I use Go High Level. And I use Kajabi for all of my core stuff, and I use High Level for all of my landing pages, my text messages, and for my email sequences. But really, at the place you're at in your business, you can use Kajabi for almost everything. So what we're going to do is jump into this training here in a second. If you haven't signed up for Kajabi, I'd be honored if you would consider signing up with my affiliate link. So, of course, I will get commission on this, tomearl.me/Kajabi. If you have signed up for Kajabi in the past 30 days and you didn't use my affiliate link, just send me a message or email chat support or email support for Kajabi, billing@kajabi.com, and let them know that you signed up because of me. But honestly, just message me and I'll give you all the directions on how to do that. It would mean the world to me. So let's go ahead and jump right in. And so this is what I signed up for a membership last night. And so this is brand new. It looks just like yours. So has everybody signed up for one? Do you have your Kajabi open in front of you? Because let's do this together. Yeah? Okay. So if you can have it open in front of you, you'll see on the document, if you haven't signed up for one, we'd be honored if you'd use our referral link. If you've signed up in the past 30 days and want to give us credit, you just email billing@kajabi.com and say, can you put it under tomearlartist@gmail.com's referral. That would mean the world to us. Okay, let's open it up. Here we go. All right. So first thing that you need to do is add your business address. Now, if you're in the States, I honestly don't know how this works outside of the States. This is for if you're using MailChimp, ClickFunnels, ActiveCampaign. With the spam laws that the United States has, you have to put your address in the bottom of any mass email that you send out, an actual mailing address. I recommend that you get a P.O. box to do that because you don't want to have your home address at the bottom of all of that stuff. So I have a P.O. box that I've checked once every 4 years, and that's what I use for my addresses for all of this stuff because it's public information. So when you do add your address, I recommend you use a P.O. box. So that's one of the first things they're going to have you do. Otherwise, all that stuff's in settings right here. And then it's all underneath your personal information, account details, okay, and contact info. So, but it prompted me as soon as I signed up, it asked me for my address. So that's the first thing you're going to do. Next thing I want you to do, because we run Facebook ads here, is I want you to put your Facebook pixel code inside of the platform. So we have some tutorials here that are going to show you how to grab your code if you can't find your Facebook pixel code. Otherwise, we can get you in the hot seat this coming week and show you where to get that if you don't know where. But what you do is you go to integrations, third-party integrations. So I went to settings down here. Okay, settings, third-party integrations. And then you're going to scroll down where it says Facebook pixel code. And you're going to turn it on right here. Boom, on. Okay, and then you just paste it in here. Okay, and then that puts your Facebook pixel on all of your websites. It's on there. Any Kajabi page, you now have your Facebook pixel code. Now, for those of you in the implementation program, you might have seen Nikki talk about custom Facebook events. So when you start to do some specific coding on Kajabi pages, they do require you to upgrade to do that. What I have done in the past when we were setting up clients' Kajabi accounts is I said, can you give me a 14-day trial? And then they give me a 14-day trial, and then I install all of my Facebook pixel stuff. And then I say, never mind, I don't want the trial. And then it's just there. They're not going to delete it. So that's kind of a back end hack. So this is the order I would do this in. Set up your Facebook pixel first. So if you have MailChimp, this is also where you start to integrate MailChimp. For example, let's say every time somebody opts into your freebie on Kajabi and you wanted to add them to a MailChimp list, this is where you'd integrate all of this kind of stuff here. So we can check that off the box. Facebook pixel's installed. Next thing you need to do is set up your payment integration. So you come to settings, and then you go to payments right here. And then you connect these. So I have on here 2 tutorials where they walk you through step-by-step how to connect your Stripe to your Kajabi and PayPal to your Kajabi. Personally, I prefer when people pay with Stripe, but I have had a number of customers who wanted to pay with PayPal. And so that works for me. So I recommend that you have both set up. So, my philosophy always is make it as easy as possible for people to give you their money. So having both set up is going to be great. Everybody doing well? Am I going too quick? Okay. So those are kind of the easy parts, but the logistical parts that I noticed some people forget. So now let's go into creating your actual course. So if you ever get lost in Kajabi, this assistant up here is really your go-to. It's right up here. You see where this magnifying glass is up here? Okay, that's the easiest. So if you're ever wondering, you can just type like product and it just pulls everything up for you. But products are right over here. And then it goes to your all products. So what you're going to want to do is create new product. Now, in the end, you're going to customize all of these. I've built them out a few just to show you what they look like. If you're wondering, well, how do I know which one to pick? Let's just go through the features. Mini course, obviously, if you have a mini course that's going to be just these sections right here, it's going to be maybe 6 parts under one heading, then this one's already built up for you. So let's just take a preview. This is what it would look like all together. So if in the end you want your course to just have, maybe it's a 5-lesson series, then the mini course would probably be a good option for you. If you are going to drip your course out. So drip means that, let's say it's a 12-week program, but you want people to have access 1 week at a time, then they have this set up for you already. And just to show you how to do this, if you ever want to change this, these little icons right here, you can either do it to published. Published means people get access to it as soon as they pay for your course, they get access. Drip is right here, and you can say how many days from when they start do you want them to have access to it. Okay. Locked. So all of you in the retargeting runway, your courses are on locked. What locked means is that you don't get access to this until you finish the one beforehand. So if you're okay with people jumping around and kind of going through whatever they need, then you can just have it all ready to go. If you want to have it week by week, then you can do drip. But if you want it that, hey, you're not going to get week 2 unless you go through week 1, you're just not going to. Locked is probably a good call. So you hit locked, and then you select the previous lesson that once they complete, they will get access to. So if you want week 1 to open after they finish the one right before it, that's outline and objectives, and you hit locked. And then as soon as they finish this, then they will get access to this one right here. Does that make sense? Okay, so let's take a look at this one. This one looks like this when you come on in. So when they get access, so really it just becomes a matter of taste if you want it to look like this. And then the other one is the 12-week coaching right here. This one's pretty much the same thing on our side, on the interface side, but it looks different to the student. So this one is more on the side. Their stuff's over here on the side. And then when you click it, here's the content. Versus this one, everything's kind of in the center. And then when you click it, it takes you to a new page. Oh, like this. Okay, so it takes you to a new page. So it's more a matter of, do you want all your lessons all over here on the left? And then when they click it, it just opens up in the middle for them. Or do you kind of want it where, as you can see, there's 3 layers. There's the categories, and then you pick where you want to go in, and then there's the actual lessons themselves. Personally, I prefer this one. As you can tell already, there's just less clicking. It all just kind of stays central. It's all right there for them. That being said, it's also less work for you because I'm going to show you, you're going to need to edit each of these things on all of these pages if you choose this one. Okay, let me stop sharing the screen. Any questions so far? How's the pace? Okay. All right. So when you select yours and you're ready to add content, let me make sure that's choose what. Okay. So for the retargeting runway, as you all know, our sessions go sometimes 2 hours. So then what I do is I edit our episodes and I master the audio. And so what mastering the audio does is it means whether I talk like this or I get really loud, it makes the volume the exact same throughout the whole entire track. So that if you're listening with headphones, you're not like, oh, I got to turn it up. Oh, wow, that person's way loud. Turn it down, turn it down. So it just makes the audio perfectly smooth throughout it. So by the time I'm done with that and I export it, those files sometimes are 5, 6, 7, 8 gigabytes, which is pretty huge. And I believe Kajabi only lets you upload, the max amount is 4 gigabytes. And even that, sometimes I've uploaded a 1 or 2 gigabyte file and it'll take like 2 hours to upload. And I'm just wondering, what the heck am I using? Dial-up? What is going on here? So what I recommend to do is that you upload your larger files to YouTube. Okay, upload it to YouTube and do it as an unlisted or private video. And then once the video is uploaded to YouTube, download it from YouTube because YouTube will compress it without losing any of the quality. So maybe my video will go from 8 gigabytes to a little under 1 gigabyte. And then when I upload it to Kajabi, it takes 20 minutes. Does that make sense? Or do you want me to show you what that looks like in YouTube? Okay. Cool. So that's one of my little pro tips for you. Okay. So this is an area I noticed that people end up leaving off is you then need to customize this site so it looks visually like you want it to look. So once you've uploaded your content, you come over to here to customize. And it's going to take you here again. Now, how many people use Google Chrome? Anybody use? Okay. If you're logged in, if you're using incognito mode with Google Chrome, you cannot do this. It won't let you. You have to be using regular Google Chrome. So sometimes when I used to have a day job and I'd pretend that I was working my day job, but really I was working on my Kajabi site, I'd log into incognito mode and I couldn't do that. So you got to log into the actual mode. Okay, so you hit customize. The reason I like this one, so this is the coaching one, is that there's not much to customize. So this is your welcome message. Hey, so great to meet you. Have fun going through this, yada, yada, yada. If you have a Facebook group, come over here, change the photo and have it say down here, join our Facebook group. Okay, side note, I can't remember the name of this stuff, HTML or something like that. Kajabi doesn't make you have to use any of this stuff except for right here. This is the only place on their whole entire site where they have this. So these little things you just need to leave just basically means headline. And then this means its own paragraph. So you just got to write in between these. But this is the only place on the entire site that has this, just a heads up. So click the image above to join our Facebook group, right? So if I wanted to change it like that. And then up here, this is image action. So what do you want to happen when they click on the image? Go to URL, and then I would just copy and paste in here my Facebook group. And then I'd click open a new window, save. And then when people click on this, it opened to the Facebook group. You can have resources down here if you want. Normally, I just delete this, but it's up to you. Okay, then hit save. Now, you don't really have to do this as much for this one, which is why it's nice. Okay, also, if you want to edit these titles instead of modules, you want to say like weeks or sections, then that's fine. But down here, so you'll see that gets you a little bit more to each thing, what you want each area to look like. But what's nice is that for this one, this 12-week coaching one, you don't have to do any other edits, but you do for the other one. So let me show you the other one. Okay. Oh, other than if you wanted to, like the library or anything up here, that kind of stuff. If you don't want to say welcome back, like you're awesome, you're an awesome student, whatever you want, that's up here. Okay, but let me show you the which one was it? Drip course. So that's one that looks like this. This was how all of Kajabi's courses looked for a while, like this. So all of my old courses look like this. This one needs quite a bit of customization. So let's show some examples of what that looks like. All right, customize. All right, so getting an image that fits on this header on both mobile and desktop is a nightmare. I have spent hours doing that. So if you really want an image up here, more power to you, do your thing. I personally, for all my courses now, I just do a color over it. Because I'm like, man, if that's what makes or breaks my course, I don't know if we're a good fit. So, maybe do a color that's with your brand colors, but I've just found it just makes your life so much easier. So that's right here how I did that. Overlay cover. This would be where your title would automatically show there. Start the course. Okay, up here you can either have a header, and what you just want is just a small little logo that goes up here. I use Canva to create all of that stuff. Mine just says Tom Earl at the top, and then I just upload it. And then these are your menu bars, what you want to have up there. Okay, so then you want to come over here and edit the instructor stuff. So I don't know if you want to say instructor or like facilitator or magic creator, but whatever you want here. And then obviously you'd put your name, and then you'd upload a photo, and then you just want like 3 sentences. Tom Earl is the best dad in the game, and he loves his daughter, and she is almost ready to start walking. Yep. Okay, whatever you're just like 3 sentence bio, because it's just, you can't put spaces or anything. Okay, so then you need to do this for all of the levels. So you come down here again, and you go to category, see what category looks like. Okay, category's cool, nothing there. But then is it post? Let's see what post looks like. Okay, see, it didn't translate over to post. Personally, what I do is I don't think they need to see instructor every single place they go. It's up to you. If you want them to, then you just got to redo it here on the post side. Otherwise, I just delete that out. And then up here, you can decide how you want the player type to be. So this is called inline. Simple is just a video, and then click next. This is where the downloads would go, all of that kind of stuff. If you want comments, you can leave comments on. Otherwise, you can get rid of comments. All right, let's see here. And then down here, if you want to have your Facebook links, you just click down here and you just copy and paste them in. If you don't want any of these in, you just delete it out. Okay, this would also be, okay, we'll do that in a different place. Let's see here. So everything else gets edited not inside customization, but actually within the course. So this is to customize how it looks in terms of it looking pretty, but everything else is done actually inside of when you were to create the content. So let me just go back just to show you what I mean. So when you create here, you create your title, you write your stuff down here. When I first started doing courses 3-4 years ago, I'd write people a story. Now I'm like, look, it's a 2-hour video. just watch it. So I usually just write, here's your homework. And then I usually also like, if you have questions, click here to ask in the Facebook group. That's usually all I just write in there. If you do have a download, you add the downloads here, you upload it. So if I wanted to add in my handout, there we go. It'd be right there. And then you just click it. Oops. Make sure you save every step of the way. Okay, so then you click it right here and just rewrite it so it looks nice. And then you upload your video here, like I was saying. Or if you want to do an assessment, for example, a few courses I've taken, they won't let you get to the next level until you take an assessment. All right. So that does it for uploading the actual course content. I'm going to move on to creating how to sell it, the mechanisms of selling it. Before I move on, anyone have questions on that? No? Okay. Is this helpful, or are you like, this is more basic than I thought it was going to be? Okay, helpful. Cool. All right. Boom. Okay, so that is how you do your offer. And if you upload content every week, so we teach that what you should do is have a rough outline of what you want to take a group of 10 people through, and then you take them through each week. So what you're doing is by Friday for our implementation group, I try to get the new lessons up each week. So that first group that you take your cohort through, you're going to have to upload content every week. And then once you do that, it's done. You don't really have to upload too much after that. Okay, so now creating the offer. So you go to products, and right here you see offers. Okay, you'd click add new offer up here. And it's going to ask you for the title and which course you want to give them access to. So fake course, and you're going to pick the one that it goes to, and ours is going to go to the coaching program. Click save. And then what do I have you do first here? Okay, here's your checklist. So title, internal title. So for example, let's say it's the same course, but you have a 1 pay option and you have a 3 pay option, something like that. So you'd maybe say like fake course, 1 pay. And then once you finish this whole thing, you duplicate this and then do another one that says 3 pay, and all you're changing is the price. So you come over here and do the price. It's not going to let me add a price until I connect my Stripe or Pay. So there's 3 options you can do. One-time payment. So if you're saying to your customers, hey, so it's a one-time payment of $75,000. They're like, awesome. Am I buying a car? You're like, no, you're buying a chance to change your life. They're like, I'm in. Or they say, can you break that $75,000 into 2 payments? That's where you do this right here. 2 payments of $40,000, right? Or 3 payments of $40,000. Or you can do a reoccurring subscription. So that's for a membership program. So $50 every month. How many people here are selling a service? Anyone here selling a service? Okay. So here's something that we do as an agency is we'll say, so your first month, because it requires setup, is going to be $10,000, and then it'll be $7,000 each month after that. So that's a typical fee structure for our clients. So what we would do in here is, you can't see it because I haven't connected my Stripe, but there's going to be an option that's going to say trial amount. So what we do is put in the trial amount $10,000, and it's for a full month. So they get that for 30 days. And then after that, it'll say regular payment amount, and then we'll put in $7,000. So what'll happen is, to sign up, they have to pay $10,000, and then 30 days later and every month after that, they will then pay $7,000. So obviously mine is charging more, but you can say to somebody, hey, you can try us out for $1 for 2 weeks. If you want to cancel at any point after 2 weeks, go ahead, But otherwise, if you're in after your first, after that, it's $50 every month. So you would write trial amount, $1, time period, 2 weeks, amount after that, $50. How often? Once a month. And then they'll set that all up for you. So I think that's pretty cool. That's what I was saying. I think that Kajabi is really good at this part of their game. Okay, let's say you have bonus, so the main program is coaching program, and you say, and as a bonus, you also get our drip course, and you also get our mini course. That's where you add on these bonuses right here. So you decide what's all included in this product. This is where you can add an upsell. So let's say you're telling people you get the mini course for $27, and then you wanted to upsell into the main course, then you'd select the upsell sales page down here. So this is a abandoned cart. What that basically means is, let's open it up. If somebody goes to your sales page, but they don't actually sign up, it'll automatically send them this email. We notice that you're about to purchase our mini course, but didn't finalize your order. I hate you. Whatever you wanted to say, you'd rewrite that here. I appreciate y'all appreciating my humor. So that's if you want to use this. We do this with Facebook ads rather than email. That's just what we do, but it's here if you wanted to. Okay, so then we're going to cover the rest of this stuff here in a moment, but then you need to go to edit checkouts. That's right here, edit checkout. And you just kind of go through this whole thing. Do you want the banner at the top, or do you want it to just be like this? If you want it up there, what's going to be up there? I tend to not spend a bunch of time on the checkout page. I usually feel, if you all know, once you're in the implementation program, we don't send people to a checkout page until they are already in. So for me, the checkout page is usually more logistics. So, this is where I share the full details. So, instead of it being more of a sales page, this is more so people can mentally be like, okay, yeah, this is all that I'm getting. It's up to you, though, how you want to go about doing all of that kind of stuff, but that's where all of this would be here. The testimonials, I would say that this is where you start to get into where Kajabi's lacking. So some people like to use their checkout page as another aspect of a sales page. And so some of their testimonial stuff, some of the stuff on here, it's not going to quite be as you'd like it to be. So that's one of the disclaimers I'll put out there. Okay, so I do recommend for implementation program folks, I do recommend that you create a service agreement. So if you remember, I hope you read it. If you remember on my service agreement, it's actually pretty extensive. I think I had 30 paragraph, 30, what are they called? Headings of a contract. I recommend that you do some research, especially Juliana, for you, because yours is high ticket. Who else is selling theirs for more than $2,000? Okay. If it's over $2,000, you want to think through what your service agreement's going to be. You want to spell out your refund policy. You want to make no guarantees. You want to, no get rich quick things. You want to outline exactly what they're getting. You want to outline the expectations you have for them. You want to share any risk. So, in ours, it says, hey, Facebook is its own beast. So if for some reason something happens to your ad account, we're going to try to help, but it's not our fault. You can't sue us for that. So think through, your own stuff. I recommend Rocket Lawyer. So like Rocket to the Moon Lawyer, it's $30 a month and they'll review contracts for you. So I recommend you write one, have them review it. Or I think I paid somebody $600 to help me write our contract. Totally worth it. I would paste that in here. That's my 13 cents. Or, go look at what Brendan Burchard, Amy Porterfield. In the beginning, I just copied and pasted what they wrote and added it in my own language. So do whatever you'd like, but I recommend that you do that there. Okay, so that will be the checkout. Let's pause before we move on. Any questions at this point? We're good? Okay. So then we need to create the sales page. Now, this is where we're going to use some insider language. So Jody, Karen, Juliana, you're going to learn about this in module 6, I believe. That's where we go sales pages. Christina, if you remember during the sales page, we talked about an inside sales page and an outside sales page. So I'll give you all a preview. Inside sales page means that, so we always sell by conversation. So let's say I'm having a conversation on a phone, I'm having a conversation through text, or I'm having a conversation through DMs or Messenger. And you're expressing your interest. You've expressed that the problems that you have are problems I can solve. And I've shared with you a little teaser. Hey, you know this problem you mentioned? I've actually helped lots of people solve this, and I've done it through insert 1 or 2 sentences describing how you solve it. Would something like that resonate with you? Tom, yes, that's amazing. Okay, then you can say, all right, I have all the details for you. Give me 1 second. Inside sales page is where you keep the conversation between the two of you. It doesn't go out into the internet. And so that's where you send them an Evernote doc or a Google Doc that has all the information on it. This probably sounds very familiar to anybody who's ever been a part of one of my sales processes. I don't send you to a sales page. I gave you all an Evernote doc. So we go into a little bit in the modules, the psychology behind why you might do something like that. Outside sales page is your traditional sales page where I say, does that sound interesting? You say, wow, that sounds fantastic. I say, okay, just go to this website. It has all of the information. That's an outside sales page. So if you want to set up an outside sales page, that's what we're going to show you. So give me 2 seconds. I lost you all. So I always just type it up here. I type in landing page and I click down to right here. Okay, then pick your favorite theme. These are all of them. You can feel free to explore these in your own time. I always choose this one because for almost everything I do, I have a heading and then I have a video. That's almost always what I do. But it's up to you. Long form sales. This might work for if you're going to use for those of you who are in the retargeting runway. If you want to use the sales page we created for you, I would say probably this would work pretty well for you. Okay, so I've already chose streamline. So let me go back. Okay, so you come in here. Customize is the name of the game. And now it's a matter of just drag and drop editing the copy. So those of you who are going to use the sales page we created for you, you'd put your headline up here. You'd put the sub headline we have for you. We actually don't use a video sales letter in our process. So we would just delete this. If you're going to use the one that we're using for all of you. You delete the call to action. And now it's just a matter of trying to get this to fit your needs. So a couple things is you have blocks of text, which are right here. And look at this. They've changed this in just the few weeks since I've been in here. Okay, so let's go back. Here we go. Okay, so if you want to make it wider or not, this is how you make it wider. See, or if you want it smaller. Okay, I do apologize. They've changed this since I've last been in here. So what I'm looking for, this is how you change the background, right? So if you want to have background text, and then if you wanted it to be the whole way like that. Okay, border radius, all that kind of stuff. Animations, time reveal. All right. So you're just kind of going along and just going to end up changing these so it meets your needs. Any questions on this? I think we could spend hours on showing you exactly how to do this. I think you should jump in here and start to edit this to see how it meets your needs. And then if you get stuck anywhere, let us know and we can try to help. Honestly, Kajabi has really, really awesome support. So you just go right here, help, and then live chat. and they have awesome support. And it's support that will get back to you. I think, let's see. During the day, it's probably peak. So 32, I mean, that sucks. But if you're doing this later at night, maybe after dinner, you'll probably only have to wait for 2 or 3 people. But once you get on there, I mean, it's almost right away they talk to you. Hey, and then they talk to you right back. Hey, they talk to you right back. So if you're saying, screenshot, how do I fix this? They can usually help pretty well in there. All right. Let me see if there's anything else in here.
May I ask something?
Yeah, let's do it.
Mm-hmm. So the sales page, it's going, what would be the offer in it? Like, and the call to action? Like, what will be the call to action?
I mean, the thing that you're selling. So
I mean, yeah, the thing that you like, they can go to the sales page and like just close the deal, like buy the course directly, or yeah.
So it'll help with a little more context if you want to use it in the way we use it on the retargeting runway. So I think that'll help with a little more nuance there. So there's a couple of things you can do. So you can use the sales page. If you want to stay in control of the ask, you can eliminate all ability for them to check out from the sales page. So the sales page can just be an online visual presentation of what it is that you do. And then you can have on there that says, if you're interested, just reply back to me and say I'm in. Or you can actually have the ability that people check out. And so then these call to actions, and we're going to be going over this here in a sec. The call to actions would then go to a checkout page. And remember how we set up the checkout page earlier? Boom. So when they click this, it takes them to the checkout page. Oh, you're not seeing my screen, are you? Okay. So to have this go directly to your checkout page, you remember how we set up the offer first? We did that so we can have this. So you click where it says call to action, and then you scroll here and you want it to go to a checkout page, and then you pick the checkout page that we just created, fake course. And so that way, let's go to preview. Come on. There we go. That way, when you come down here and you click it, see, it takes us to the checkout page. Does that answer your question?
Yes. So because I thought like it will not be like, it will be like having them be on a call with me rather than going and check out, which I prefer more them to go and check out and then.
Yeah. So, and Juliana, so this is more contextual. We can talk about this during the sessions. You're going to need to sell people on the phone, and you're going to need to say, are you in? And then you're going to say, awesome. What's your credit card number? And you're going to pull up your own Kajabi page and manually enter, like I did with you, but you hope it doesn't crash like it did to me. So if you're selling high ticket and you're selling over the phone, and we'll go over this in the selling on the phone, when people say yes, awesome, credit or debit, or I don't know, small cash and small bills, meet you at the airport. Okay. Okay, awesome. Karen's answer is great. So let me just show you all the integration to your website doesn't need to be sophisticated. So really, and we're going to go over this later, people's biggest question, they'll think about Kajabi is always, where do I log in? That's always people's question. So I just put it on my website right here, courses, member login, and then it's just right here. This is how I integrate Kajabi to my website. That's really, when we say integrate to your website, it's just links. So if people wanted to learn about the retargeting runway, that's right here. You know what I mean? So you're really only talking about linking. There's no other way you integrate your website and Kajabi other than, do you want to find out more? Click here, and then you're copying and pasting the link. Doc, does that answer your question? Was that a thank you, or I think so?
I think so. I'm trying to get it to. I've spent so much time and money trying to build the brand that I don't want to throw in a whole nother thing, like my Kajabi site. I want them just to keep seeing my existing website. And so like you showed us with Shailene Johnson, how hers doesn't even show my Kajabi. It just links and takes people there, but they see her, Kayleen Johnson, ShaileneJohnson.com. And that I want people to see couragecommunication.com rather than this new. You know what I mean?
Yeah, let me show you that. So we won't be going over in detail how to do this. But what you do there is settings and then domain. And then you need to connect your domain.
Okay.
So that's how, if instead of it saying like tomearl.kajabi.com, I could, if I took the time, connect my domain. But by this point, I have my Kajabi links in so many places, I'd have to replace all of them. And I'm not fussed about it. But if that's what matters to you, then that's how you would do that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. And that matters to me because, it reduces confusion at this point. If I could start it already just going there.
Yeah.
Where they just see that what they're already familiar with.
Yeah. Your website, most websites are going to be hard pressed to create a membership course portal with username, login, checkout, payment integration, all of that kind of stuff. So your website's awesome for the branding, and then use Kajabi for the actual product.
Okay. That makes sense.
Can your domain be connected to Squarespace and Kajabi? My understanding is yes, but now we're kind of going a little bit outside where I ask other members of my team where I'm like, Nikki, please help. I'm syncing. Okay, so where were we? So now we've created the sales page. So you need to create a thank you page. So same thing, landing page. They consider all of this stuff just to be landing pages. And then new page. And as you already know, I like the streamlined sales page. So you'd select that one. I've already set one up. Now for the thank you page, what I like on a thank you page is that, especially for high ticket, you only get one chance to make one first impression. You want to fend off any sort of customer buyer's remorse, buyer's confusion, buyer's overwhelm. You want it to be as smooth and grateful as a process as possible. So personally, I recommend a big thank you. And I recommend that you have a video where just with your phone, you're just holding, hey, thanks so much for signing up. It honestly means the world to me. I want you to know that I'm here for you. If you want to give them a 30-second activity, I want you to breathe in deeply and picture yourself living the best life you've always imagined. And then I always say, hey, in a second here, I'm going to get out of the way, and I'm just going to give you a quick tutorial that's going to walk you through how to get access everything so that people don't get confused. Okay. And then what I do is here, let me just show you our thank you page. Okay, so welcome. Here's the word decision. Look at this guy. Here's the thank you. You're awesome. And then now here's the tutorial. So that's what my thank you is. And so I have for ours access to Facebook group here. And then, like I said, people are always wondering, how do I get logged in? So I have the click here to log in right here. For us, we give people one-on-one coaching, schedule your first coaching. Here's our meeting times. And then, sign up to my podcast. So that's how I use the thank you page, is more like a thank you plus logistics. That's my recommendation. Totally up to you all how you decide to do that. But to do that, then you'd upload your video here. This could be log in below. Log in here, not below. And then you'd paste in how to log in to your website. So that's how you create a thank you page. Cool? All right. So then our next step is if you want to set up an email welcome sequence. Set up email welcome email sequence. Wow. This is why I usually have people proofread this. Sorry about that, y'all. Set up email welcome sequence. So how you do that is you go back. And I always type in campaigns. Oh, it's right down here. Marketing email campaigns. And then new email sequence, new email campaign, and then email sequence. Testing welcome. Okay, and then you just create it. So let's say you have a 5-day free mini course or something. As you can see, I did that once. Then you could use this for that. So maybe day 1 is welcome. Welcome. Here is your day 1. Or welcome. I am so grateful over these next 5 days. Or once a week. Any of that kind of stuff. And it's the same thing as all the other stuff for personalized. You do it like first name like that. Here's images. Upload your images. All of that kind of fun jazz. So we'll hit save. And then you add a new one if you want. So let's say you're doing, this is where you decide. So let's say you're doing every week, week 2, something like that. Week 2, wahoo. Okay, so then once that is set up, you need to connect all of this stuff to the thank you. You need to connect all this stuff to the offer so that when people purchase, they start to get sent these emails and they go to the thank you page. So you go back to products, you click offers. Here's our fake one. And you come down here and send the member to a thank you page. So you click here and then go to a landing page and then select the thank you page. Okay. And then if you want to set up those custom automations, those custom welcome emails, you click down here, you click add automation, and then you click offer is purchased, then subscribe to an email sequence, and you select the one you just wrote. Testing welcome. Save. Now I also add when offer is granted, because you might give it to people for free. So offer is granted, then subscribe to an email sequence, testing welcome. Now, if you're going to have in this automation, if you're going to send them a welcome email, then you want to make sure you take off this so that it doesn't send them to. Okay, and that's how you add those there. And you hit save. Let's see here. Okay, so then what I recommend is you come over here. If you're not going to use Kajabi as your actual website, which I don't, you come up again. Once again, you hit website, and then it's going to default to design. And I recommend you come over here, you hit customize. And that you delete everything except for, I would just have, what I would do is say, welcome students, or maybe members, you can log into your portal below. And then I come over here and go to URL, and I'd paste in my login.com. And then I'd delete everything else. Or maybe I might add in just a text. So how to add content, you go like this. You can pick any of these things. And I'm looking for text right here. And then I might say, want not a member yet, learn more here. And then I might send them to my normal website or something like that. Or DM me here, or text me here, or get started with this free training here. Okay. And then I would honestly just delete everything then. So how you delete stuff is you just come here, delete this block. Delete this. And you just delete it so that it's just this home thing, so that when people stumble upon your homepage, that it's just welcome, log in, not a member yet, come get this free thing. And then I delete all of this stuff out. If you're not going to use this ads, and I would just get rid of the menu bar. Okay, so last thing is how to actually find your login website. And so we come back. You go to settings. And website, site details. And it's this one right here. So you just copy. And like you said, Doc, you're asking, want a custom domain? You click start here, and then they walk you through how to do it. Okay, so you just copy this, whatever this is, and then you add on login at the end, /login. And that's how people log into your site. So this is the link you'd put everywhere if people are wondering how to log into your site. It's just your site /login. And this is where all your students log in. Last thing, I don't have it on there, I apologize, is anybody who ever purchases one of your course, try to get them to download the app. Because as you all know yourself, getting people to sit down in front of a computer on their own free time, not something live like this, but their own free time, and watch something for an hour. In my mind, I'm now competing with Netflix. It's like, do I want to sit and stare at a course, or do I want to watch Netflix? Versus an app I can put in my pocket. I'm driving in the car. I'm going for a walk. I'm getting ready in the morning. Now you're more in podcast land, and you're more in listen while I multitask land. And you just pull up an app rather than, what's the place I have to log in again? And also, if they've purchased other Kajabi courses, it has all of them there all together. So then they can say, let me learn from Amy Porterfield and from you and from da-da-da-da-da. So we've been mentioning throughout this training our retargeting runway implementation group, and a few folks here on Zoom have been sending me a private message asking if I can go over this. So just for some context, so we run a Facebook ads digital marketing agency called The Celebration Media. We help coaches, course creators, thought leaders, folks with membership programs build, grow, and scale their online business. And so we're really tailored to people who have a core center of genius, a core passion that is what gets them out of bed, is what makes an impact, is what allows them to serve. And so what we know is that marketing probably isn't their top 3 most passionate things. They might be good at it, but really it's not their most passionate thing. So they want to be able to outsource their marketing. Now, a lot of folks really just aren't in a place yet where they can outsource their marketing. We really believe that once you're making around 10K, 15K per month, now you're in a pretty good place to start outsourcing your marketing where it actually makes sense. And so to get to a place, whether you're making $0 right now, $500 a month, or you're right on the threshold of $4,000 or $5,000 a month, that you can get there really quickly with implementation and with support. And so the real purpose of the retargeting runway is to get you to a place where you are making 10K per month. And our goal is to get you there and 10 weeks. Now, the retargeting runway isn't a course. Now, we do have a 10 module at your own pace program that you're able to go through. But you know what we're really sick of is people taking courses or programs and it becomes an intellectual exercise where it's stimulating, you get all these great ideas, but you don't actually use it. And so it becomes one of those programs that was helpful, but didn't change your life. And so the real game changer comes when we actually start to implement. So the retargeting runway isn't a sit back and learn another course. It is going to be we will show you exactly what buttons to push, what to do, live on Zoom implementation system. We're going to show you, like I said, the exact buttons to push, copy to use, and all of the hard-won lessons we've learned and how to market digitally in these interesting times that we live in. So what you get is a ton of one-on-one coaching. First of all, on the 2 live Zoom calls that we have every single week, it's a small, intimate group. So everybody who wants to gets a chance to be in the hot seat. Now, sometimes people who don't want to, that have been trying to hide in the back because they didn't do their work, they haven't been implementing, I will see you. My background's working with middle school students, so I know folks hide in the back, and I will bring you to the hot seat, which is what you really want, is that accountability, and that helps you start to implement. But in addition, you also get your own personal coach that you meet with 3 times throughout the program to make sure that you don't fall behind. So like I said, it's always a small, intimate group because, we're really sick of these cookie cutter huge programs where it's one size fits all. When we know in theory, everything makes sense, big picture, but when we really apply it, it's the distinctions that make all of the difference. So the retargeting runway, as I've mentioned, our real intention is that our clients invest about 10 to 15K per month to work with us. Now, we know that people want to get there, and at the same time, it makes it unavailable for a large group of people to be able to get access to the record-breaking sales that we are creating for our clients. And so what we've really decided, especially with everything that everyone's going through, is, hey, instead of making it so you have to be able to invest 10K a month to work with us to get access to this, we want to give this to people who are really working hard to create their business. And so what we did is we said, okay, what is it that we do with our clients who are investing 10 to 15K months to work with us? What do we do in those 10 weeks with our clients that create this amazing return on investment that we're getting for them? And so what we did is we said, this is the 10 things. This is what we do each week. And we're now going to walk you through each of those things each week that we would do as if you were one of our agency clients. The difference is we do it in a group rather than us just doing it for you. We do it in a group with you. So if that sounds interesting, even a little bit to you, hey, we're not going to pitch. We're not going to say, get out your credit card. I think it'd be great if we just got on a call and we took a look at and saw if we were a good fit. So if you'd like to hop on a call and see if we're a good fit, or if you just have a couple questions or you want to pick my brain or my team's brain, go ahead right there. Let's get on the call for 15 minutes and we'll be able to decide by the end if this is right for you or not. So go ahead, tomroll.me/15, or if you're busy, you don't have time to get on a call, send me a text here. So I appreciate you being here today. I appreciate you listening. Whatever you do, I hope you take that next best step, that easiest next step that keeps you moving forward towards your goals. A lot of times when we get a lot of steps in front of us, we can start to think 30 steps ahead and it gets us to pause instead of take action. So think of what's that next best step. And if it's getting on a call with us, you can do that here or send me a text right here.